phone, and I've always been signed in with my Fi, which was 173 megabytes per second, both upload and download. So that was great. And then I noticed after I changed my password, and then it was made to an open network, which means that anybody in the world could have walked past my building and connected to my Wi-Fi. It's completely open. It was free for all. But I didn't know this, obviously. How many times do you check that you've got to put your password in when you just turn your phone on? You don't check, do you? So they just removed the password, and then there was a car parked outside. Yeah, a black car which I got a photo of, many photos of. I got 10. And I'm like, they've been sitting there for like half an hour. Nobody's got out and nobody's got in. So I get my torch and I go over there and I shine my torch down, just like, just like piss them off. And the girl, who's Asian, puts the window down and waves up at me all sarcastically. And the guy was just sat there on his phone. So he was probably on my Wi-Fi, and that's when I called the police. And I realised the woman that I spoke to the first day, who gave me the number for Action Fraud, she was not wrong. She was correct. Because I spoke to a guy the second day when I called, and the exact same thing happened again. And I said to the guy, "Oh, well, a woman yesterday said I've got the wrong number, and she gave me the number for Action Fraud." And he went, "Oh, that's weird. I'm not too sure why she gave you that, but I am, because Action Fraud are the people that deal with cybercrime, and I figured that I saw that today." So, I mean, I got a nice new phone. Ages ago. I got that phone is identical to this one. I got a nice new phone, and I loved Apple. I loved Apple. And I was completely content with this, and I would still be using it today if it didn't have Splunk on it. Mobile device management, meaning it does what it wants to do, not what I want it to do. So I got a Motorola, an Android phone. So I thought, hang on, Android's kind of like, where is it? I don't know, I have my book here. Great. I put it up there. Okay, I've got Linux for absolute beginners, because my laptop that I got at Curry's also got hacked while on Windows. Everything I've got from Curry's has got hacked. They're giving out these numbers that websites are telling you need to treat like a PIN number, and you're just giving these numbers out. And it's not like you're just giving them out to the police, because how has he got it? You know what I mean? He's got the IMEI for this. He's got the IMEI for this. And you can clone the phone. You can clone a SIM card. So if you log someone's IMSI, which is a SIM card, so an IMSI is a SIM card. You log someone, and Edward Snowden taught me all this, and I never in my life thought I would ever be targeted by an IMSI catcher. I mean, I'm a nobody. Do you know what I mean? In every way. I'm worthless. I'm absolutely worthless. And that's not me just saying that to be like, like down or everything. No, I am actually worth nothing. I'm not worth a thing. That's just the truth. It doesn't mean I'm sad or anything like that, but I am actually worthless. Which is why everything's gone wrong in my life, which is why everyone's left in my life, which is why. But when people don't know about all the things from my past, I get on with everybody just perfectly, and that's why Metallica resonates so much with me. I've got to get him, but I am actually worthless. I realised that the other day. I'm not worth anything. Because I mean to my mum I am. But in general, no, I'm worthless. because no one's giving me a shot, no one's giving me a chance. You know, I wanted to educate about my condition, you know, and things like that. But it's like, why should I have to do it? Why do I have to do it? Why can't people just be like my ex Noreen and just understand you equals you? You know? So I can play guitar a little bit. So I mean, I've got, like little bits of work here and there, but on the general scale of it. Jesus, too loud. I hate that. But yeah, no. With this move, like I was telling because like I told the commissioner, I have no complaints to make. I have no complaints. Well, I do obviously have complaints, but I'm not making any complaints. I don't plan to make any complaints. I'm not going to be making complaints. I just want them to unzone my phone, because I said to the guy in Curry's, "Do you sell any phones here that are zoned?" And he went, "No, obviously not." Well, why was the Pixel 10 I bought in the box sealed? I pulled the tabs off myself. The next morning I woke up, hadn't flashed it to graphene, it was still on Google, advanced protection, restarted, so MTE exploits kicks in. The next morning, go on recovery by holding the power button and the volume down. Go to system logs, and it says, the first thing it says is the exact same as the 9A. Warning. Warnings aren't good. Warning. Device does not exist. Dev/block. Dev obviously means developer, which is not good. Block zone device. And there's not much about zone devices if you look online. But then AI is really clever, and AI identifies it as it's like software that's trying to reach out to hardware it can't reach, which could be the thing that does the MTE exploits. It could be. It's just something they've removed, you know. So I'll need to fix the file system once I've moved and everything. You shouldn't have to do this. Like I saw a guy get into the Newport guys, the Cardiff guys Newport taxi. I saw another guy get in there, but he refused to leave. It was weird. It was like he knew I was watching him, and he's just holding his phone in his hand. It's a big, massive phone. And he's holding it and he puts it in the holder. And then a minute later, I come back expecting to see him gone, and no, he's still there, but he's taking his phone down. It was just weird. And then he left. I've never seen this guy in my life. And then I heard a car leaving, and then it was the Cardiff guy's car, the Cardiff taxi girl, and then it was parked around the back. 20 minutes later. So it's just bizarre. And he was the one that ran. He came in here when nobody lives in 102, and he's definitely not welcome to see me. So why is he coming inside my little bit? Why is he opening the door to come inside my little bit? There's no one in 102, and he's definitely not welcome to see me. Why is he coming in? Just as me and my mum get back. And then running away, and I'm seeing his door shut then afterwards. You know, it was so see-through, and it's like, I feel like taking all of these smoke alarms down. I feel like just walking through the building and taking them all down, because I've had the owner lie to me blatantly when Noreen came up twice knocking on my door, and I thought it was her and her partner, or her and somebody to, wanted to start trouble. So I just lay here. I was smoking weed at the time, so I was just chilled. I just didn't want to answer, so I didn't answer. And then, because she catfished my address out of me, pretending to be Cassie Pierre, who is a PTSD counselor on Instagram. and I fell for it. And who does that? I mean, you, you're an ex. Move on. You know, I've moved on. So why are you making fake profiles to come on my Facebook 2 years ago? And then why are you now making fake profile to find out my address to my new owned property? You know, it's just like, why? What are you doing? What are you achieving by that? Like, well, why can't you just get on with your own life somewhere else? Which is why I'm now moving. It's got to the point where I'm now actually leaving Cardiff. You know, it's nothing against Cardiff, it's literally just one single reason. It's not my ex. And, you know, all the slander, like, you know, and so it's just a new start. Nobody deserves this. Like, you know, you pay your price, and I paid my price, and you don't then have to pay again and again and again and again. And it's just every 2 years. You know, every time I build something in my life, she comes in to destroy it. You know, it's like it's just no other girlfriend I've ever had in my life, and I've had plenty. You know, they've all just got on with their lives. You know, they've just got on with their lives. The girl I was with last, she's just got on with her life. You know, so I don't see it's that fourth thing: fixated, obsessive, unwanted, repetitive. So yeah. So I'm looking forward to getting involved in the church. Really looking forward to that because even though I don't believe in God or Jesus, they always give like uplifting messages. You know, you can do this. You're good enough. You know you've made mistakes, but it's okay. You know, tomorrow's gonna be better. You know, and I can watch it on TBN now. I can flick over to TBN right now, and it'll be the exact same thing. Joseph Prince, I love Joseph Prince, or even on YouTube, Stephen Futrick, I love him. 10 years ago, that's what my mum said when I mentioned Noreen. She said it was 10 years ago, and I'm like, wow, it really was 10 years ago. I'm 38 now, so I was when I was 27. Wow, like 10 years of my life gone because of one person, you know. And I was talking to two people. She was just the one that kept coming up my flat and sending me pictures of my front door. Am I still your girlfriend? Am I still your girlfriend? You know, every time I broke up with her, I get a message from her phone. It'd always be from her phone. It would never be from anyone else's phone. Always her phone. And it would be say, "Hi, this is," I won't say the girl's name, but her sister. Uh, Noreen has attempted to commit suicide again and is in hospital because her boyfriend broke up with her. That happened about 6 times, 7 times, and one of them was a heart attack. She had a heart attack because I tried to break up. You know, and it was manipulation from the start, you know, and I fell for it. And there was this other girl who had a baby, and like I could have got in there, like, and there's a small chance maybe she would have accepted me, and I looked a lot younger now, a lot better, and you know I could have been a stepdad to the kids. You know what I mean? It would have been great. You know, there's a small, very thin chance of it, but like it's a possibility. And I mean, those were just the two girls I was seriously talking to. Yeah, so anyway, guitar time. I just wanted to log those, you know, I'm not keeping this channel up. It's an embarrassing channel. I would not go to a church service knowing that this channel is up with these videos, these kind of. I would not be able to do it because if one of them sees it, then all of them see it. Then the whole town knows because it's not like I'm moving to another city. I'm moving to a smaller area. So just to have a quiet, peaceful, calm life, a private life, I'm not going to be on YouTube. I'm going to be on like anonymous profiles. You know, like, if I've not met you in person, then I'm not accepting you. So, like, if it was Facebook, but it's not going to be Facebook. But if it was Instagram, it might be Instagram on a separate profile. If I've not met you in person, I'm not accepting you. So, because I had like this girl Lucy Press trying to, who had a brother Evan Press, who was friends with this, who was dating this really beautiful blonde girl, who contacted my last partner, saying I was cheating. You know, when it was lockdown and we hadn't left the flat in like a month. You know, so who am I cheating with during lockdown? You know, it was just silly stuff. You know, and I said I didn't accept Lucy Press, a girl, adding me randomly, but I did accept a guy, Joel Thomas, who's apparently a police officer for Cardiff. So he's not. It's not really. It's just fraud by false representation. So the queen of fake profiles. Anyway, let me play guitar now. It's annoying having feeling like I need to come on here and like just log some things before coming off, you know, and the amount of stuff I've got, like, you know, showing hacking, it's now ridiculous. You know, talking about reasonable doubt. Wow, God, there's nothing but reasonable doubt. And I still don't know what they're trying to achieve. I don't actually know what's going on. But I know there's a petition on my device that I cannot access, and other people can access, so I want to get this like sounding darker. I'll see, I put the distortion back on, so I might try that actually. Yeah, I'm going to try distortion instead. It's because it's really late, and I don't know why I just felt like coming around late just for like half an hour. Oh, that guy the other day, like what was it? I can't remember what he said. He said it was something about Jesus, someone I don't even believe existed. He said just because I'm going to church, it's not it's for the uplifting positive messages that are general. That you don't have to believe in God to go to, and I'm not talking about church where there's hymns and shit like that. Old school church. You should see it now. Like it's like a nightclub almost at times. And the pastors are all really young people. They're all in their 20s. You know, they all look really, you get some really hot girls that are like pastors. You get some the guys like Stephen Furtick, which I imagine all the girls fancy. He looks like he could be in the Backstreet Boys. He is one powerful preacher. So is Joseph Prince though. So is Joseph Prince. You can't take anything away from Joseph Prince and Joyce Meyer as well. Obviously, Joyce Meyer, she just gives you a kick up the ass. Just tells you that life's gonna get better. You know what I mean? You just gotta get on with it. And she says all that negative crap that she doesn't say crap or anything, but all that negative crap that you've got. Like maybe hinting like stuff I've got online that degrades me or whatever, or shows shame or something like that. Remove it, she says. That's what she says. She says remove it, get rid of all that. You're a strong person. It's just all really great stuff, and I urge anyone to watch Stephen Furtick. I don't know if it's Furtick or Furtick, but it's one of the two. I think it's Furtick. Futrick. Furtick. Stephen Furtick. If you just type in Elevation Church, oh my God! If like I swear to God, you'll thank me. Like you really will. But anyway, yeah, he said something like, "Oh, Jesus don't care about you." Well, he was at the. If he was real, which he wasn't, he was standing. But maybe the church will show me that I'm wrong there. But I can't see it happening because I've been to church a billion times, usually forced in rehabs. Jesus chose not to go and talk to the people with money and everything. He went and talked to a prostitute. He went and talked to a prostitute. That's what he did. He went and talked to a whore. A woman of the night. He went and talked to a prostitute, a known prostitute, who was in bad shape as well. So she wasn't even in it like it, and that's the person he chose to go and speak to, the prostitute, selling her body for money. He did not. Jesus did not come. If he was real, he did not come for the perfect people. Or he came for the people like the guy who made that comment. He came for people exactly like people that make the comments, the trolling comments. He came for them. So he came for you more than he came for me, because I don't go on and make trolling comments. I'm not that broken. Nobody's hurt me, so I don't feel the need to go on and hurt other people. That's why they do it. Because they've been hurt and let down in their life, they choose to go on and troll, and it makes them feel better. It gives them something. It makes them feel better. They're like, okay, I've been hurt, but I've just hurt someone else. And that's exactly what Joyce Meyer said, And if you look at Joyce Meyer, I think she's in her 70s. She looks like she could be 42, And that's because she's got the peace that she's found from her faith in her life, you know what I mean? So, yeah, Joseph Prince and Stephen Furtick, you don't need to believe in God, you don't need to believe in Jesus. In fact, it's better if you don't. Go and listen to him. There's 10-minute sermons, so you only need 10 minutes. There's 20-minute ones, there's 30-minute ones. You don't have to, but if you really want to, like, if you've had a bad day and you just want, like, to realize things will get better, things can get better. He was saying, like, what was it he was saying? He was saying, you honestly believe that you can stop, God's plans for your life? You know what I mean? God does not need you to believe that he's going to change your life, in order for him to change it, things like that. He's just, it's so powerful, and to me, it comes from like a spiritual place. I'm not saying it comes from God, but it comes from a spiritual place. I don't know where that is. Could be anywhere, but it definitely doesn't come from his mind. It comes. He's like, I don't know. It just comes from somewhere else. It's magical stuff that he says. And he's a billionaire, and he deserves it. He deserves every penny he's got. It's okay to have money. It's just not okay to let money have you. Oh, it was just such a mess the other night. Hold on. See, it's a distortion pedal. If you just press this one pedal, it goes quiet. One pedal, it goes quiet. I don't even need to turn my guitar down. No, it was just such a mess the other night. Self-induced. Um, I need to take my. What do I need to take? Recordable. My legs are clean. So I sat like this from 12 o'clock. I've got one that's open somewhere. Let me take my new one. Where did I put it? Somewhere. But oh, do you know what I'm going to take? I'm going to take my Seroquel. And do you know why I'm going to take it? Because it makes me sleepy. And I'm going to take it, not in a nice way. Well, yeah, not in a bad way. But not in a pleasurable, kind of way. The Mirtazapine does. Doesn't make you feel good in that way. It's nicer than the Seroquel. You just make sure you get a good sleep. That's all. And I've made coffee. Toffee nut latte. And yeah, I know. You don't need to tell me I look badass. I put a t-shirt on only because it's freezing cold. And I put my heating on, I don't know if it's come on. And I was freezing cold because I sat from 12 o'clock till 7 o'clock on one app typing a message, an email. And I feel sorry for the commissioner and the police because they've just received an essay. But every word in it is true. And every word in it needs to be dealt with because it's like I need to get hold of the cybercrime unit. I need to know why there's an IMSI catcher in this building, and I need to know how it's targeting me. How did it get my IMEI number? Because there's only one place it could have got it from. I mean, the guy had the phone in his hand, and he was about to sell it to us, and he was looking at me, and then I saw him looking behind, like he was looking at someone else. And I turned around, and the female girl that works in Curry's here up near Costa and Splot, she was signalling to him something. I knew what. And she thinks she's like clever at disguising it. She's not. It's blatant to see, you know, like really blatant to see that you're signaling to him, you know. And then the second time on May the 4th be with you. That's how I remember it. May the 4th, I took all of my phones back into Curry's and I showed him the two phones, the 7A. I had the 9A. No, I had the 10A, which I was recording with, and I showed him the 7A, and I showed him the 9A. I went onto the exact same place on recovery and showed him the differences. The 7A, the first line did not say warning, device does not exist, zone device, but then the 9A did, said that word for word. Dev, block, by name, device does not exist, zone device. So Graphene will know what it is, and I've also emailed Graphene. They'll know what it is, and that's why I've tagged Graphene operating system in my posts, because it's important that they know, you know, like people have to abide by laws, you know, so, but then they need to know that I was illegally taken to court. And if they're not willing to unzone my phone, you know, and let me have a normal, nice phone, just like the guy who got in the Newport car earlier, he had a normal, nice phone. And I guarantee you his phone was not zoned and there was not a petition that he doesn't have access to that could be rejoined to the main petition at any time. So it's why can I not have a normal phone? You know, I had 2 years where my phone was on Splunk illegally. How is it illegally? Because you obtained the high risk criminal profile illegally. It was, you told me to text you if someone ever threatened to kill me 5 months prior. You acted like my best friend in the whole world. They always do. They always act like your best friend. And then 1 week after you finished your time with them, you text them, you know, just like you normally did. And they'll be like, Ross, you cannot keep texting me like this. I'm like, whoa, what? I thought we were like, okay. You know what I mean? And they pretend to be your best friend, because how are they going to get information out of you otherwise? So it's to build rapport. They pretend to be your best friend. It's fake. So that's an important lesson to learn for anyone who ever regretfully or sadly or ends up on probation or anything like that. They are not your best friend. They are pretending to be your best friend. Because if they were nasty to you, you would not tell them anything. So they pretend to be your best friend. So when she said to me, clear as day, I've still got the text on that specific phone. Ross, making threats to kill is illegal. Text me and let me know, or something. If it not in those words, it wasn't in those words. You can see it on the video, which I've taken down, but I still have. You cannot. Not making threats to kill is illegal. Let me know if it happens again. So 5 months later, it happens again. So what do I do? He gets off with it. So I let her know. I just text her and let her know. And then the next thing I know, I'm being taken to court illegally, because if that was one breach, then it's just one breach. What did it say on the sheet of paper that my mum's got? If you breach TSS on 3 occasions, you may be returned to court. Okay, so why did not one of the 3 magistrates, where I'm not allowed to make a complaint, I'm not allowed to, they said that their legal advisors have said I'm not allowed to use the complaint system. AI says that's total rubbish and they cannot say that to me, and offer to write a letter for me, and even get the email address to send it to. So AI was literally willing to do everything. I didn't have to do anything. I literally just had to sit back and just wait for him to give me the email address, write the letter, and then boom, that was it, send it. But I didn't. because I'm tired of complaints. I'm tired of it all, and I'm hoping people can just be mature. You know, it took 2 years on Splunk. It took me 2 years before I realized I was on Splunk. So all that time, I thought I had a private phone. I didn't. So why would you not go? Okay, well that was 2 years. He's not up to anything. Let's just leave it be. Why would you then do it to the Motorola, the laptop that I got from Curry's, then the Motorola that I got from Curry's, uh, then the Pixel 9a that I got from Curry's, the 7a I got from CEX, and then the Pixel 10 that I just got from Curry's, which is such a nice phone. It's sad I got it in black because he said, "Is black alright?" And I was just in a desperate state, so like, yeah. The 9A is blue and it's really nice. It's really nice. I prefer that to the 10, but the 10 has the IMSI catching abilities. So, it's just sad. It's just a sad thing, like I just if she just hadn't taken me to court illegally, and it will get to that point where I'm just gonna, if you can't just, the guy zoned my phone in 10 hours on Google. So Google, your phones can be zoned with advanced protection on. That's a fact. Your Pixel 10 can be zoned, made into a zone device while on advanced protection mode. Journalists and the EFF now know this because I forwarded them the email because that's what I was saying. Because the guy at Curry's on May the 4th, be with you, he said, it's saying this because the operating system you've installed, it doesn't like it. And I said, yeah, but it said that when it was on Google. I planned to keep the Pixel 10 on Google. And the next morning I woke up and I decided just to check it out, and it said it was zoned already. So, and it says warning as well. So Google knows what it is. Google knows exactly what it is, because if Google's programming, the ability for these logs to appear, then it knows what warning. It knows to put the word warning there, so it knows it's something dodgy or dangerous. So he literally lied to me, and he said, all you need to do is flash it back to Google, and that'll go away. Well, I tried to flash it back to Google, it doesn't work. And I feel Google either they're stopping it, the hackers, with the smoke alarm relays, or Google seeing me and my IP try to flash it back to Android, open source, hardly. Open source project, it's not open source if you're not letting me use it. I need to head over to Lineage or something. But Android open source project, it's not letting it, and they're saying, oh no, we don't want him. Because I saw on the Motorola, Google had put it said device policy, and then it said Google had a device put a device policy on my Motorola, and that's still there right now. I've still got that. My mother's done it. It's not here. It's with my mom. And on Android, which is a thing where you can do MDM on your own phone, which is a desperate thing that you shouldn't have to do, but I have had to do over and over and over and over. I'll select wireless debugging. I'll then go over to Shizuku and I'll do my thing there. I'll come back to wireless debugging and I'll notice somebody has turned on USB debugging, and not just that, but they've turned on ADB timeout authorization. Why would I turn that on? Because I don't need to turn that on. It would be like a hacker that would need to turn that on. So I unselect both of them and click revoke, it'd be a hacker that would need to turn that on. Because if I wanted to debug my phone, I debug my phone. And then you know, if I had, I wasn't doing USB because I didn't have a laptop, because it's hacked. It's for the bin. Um, a year old from Curry's, and it's totally for the bin, which is awful. You know, I got it for making music. If I'm looking at something on the internet, I use my phone. If I'm looking at porn, I use my phone. If I'm looking at I got that for making music with the Focusrite right here, the Focusrite, and I've never got to do anything with it. Never got to do anything with it. So it's really sad. It was completely hacked. I plugged one of these into it, and then it asked me to enter my PIN. I entered my PIN wrong once, and it blocked me for an hour because it had been hacked. Just from me plugging it in. And this was before that guy moved in. This was before he moved in. Because there was somebody else before him who lived down on the ground floor. In the worst 3 years of my life, and it could have been so different, you know. I don't have anything in life. I'm worthless. So it could have been so much, you know, better. You know, I could have still been doing my Instagram. You know, I could have, you know, still getting blocked randomly by people for no reason. And I could have still been doing that and enjoying that and releasing a cover once every 2 months and pictures of guitar things and stuff like that, and following what my favorite bands. And you know, it just could have been so much different, and I could have made my music room with my laptop and my Focusrite, all my pedals there, you know, not my proper amp. I was going to get a bigger amp than that. I had so many plans, you know, for moving in here. I had EE Wi-Fi, a proper router, you know. But then I stopped using that because I had people. I've still got the MAC addresses, still got the IP addresses of the people that hacked it, and the app for managing the router disappeared from the App Store. That's because it's a Splunk phone. They can remove apps. So the app that I needed to change passwords, you know, change it from WPA2 to WPA3, put on AP isolation, etc., no, I didn't have that ability. And someone called security, okay, hacked it. Someone called Ernesto 2018 hacked it and my laptop. You know, it was just ridiculous. Everything they could have taken from me, they took from me. Everything. And they made me a paranoid wreck. You know, when I wasn't that before. I was a strong individual, you know, and I was working 16 months and life was great. Well, it wasn't great, you know, because I was getting bullied at work, but you know, it was moving forward, you know. But moving down where I am, I'll be a lot closer to my mum, you know, so that's one really good thing. I'll be a lot closer to just get on a bus and go down to the beach in Porthcawl and just go to the beach. I've got a garden, you know, so I've got all these things that to make up for it, you know, because it's been 3 years of hell. And when I say hell, I mean true hell. And then coming from someone with my condition, you know that's real. It's been 3 years of total hell, terror at times, panic which doesn't leave at times. It's been that lately. Lately, it's not been anxiety. I've always had anxiety, but it's been panic that doesn't leave, which is why I went on to stronger medication, self-medicating, you know, which I wouldn't have been doing if I'd just been left to get on, you know. So it's a sad thing, and I just don't understand why it had to happen. Why? You know, why? You already did it once to me, controlled me in every single way and set me up. So why? Why a second time? When you know you had no right to take me to court, so why? It's personal, and I don't understand why, because I thought I got on great with you when I was with you. I thought I got on great with the lady I was with before. Every single person, I used to look forward to the appointments. I used to look forward to them. And I used to go to them and think, oh yeah, this person's on my side, Which is funny because my mum, the first time after she met this lady, she said, they are deaf. I get the feeling they're not on your side. Well, they sure make you feel like they are. They sure make you feel like you are, like they are, and they're not. Which is, as a normal citizen, you would think, you know, probation are there to help the person move forward, help the person fit back in, help the person make changes that need to be changed, and make things better. And it's not that. They pretend to be your best friend to try and get information, to try and get you back into the system, which they call the revolving door, which is prison. They call it the revolving door. And for the last 5 years, that's why I was illegally kept at Tafodol for 2 years, when the legal limit is 52 weeks, because they weren't planning on me moving back into society. They're planning on doing some kind of catch. They thought I was up to something when I never ever was. I mean, aside being an addict, I don't do crime. I don't do anything illegal. Never have, and looked for love. That's all I've ever looked for. So I just don't understand why. What was the reason? Why did you have to do the last 3 years? You didn't have to, you know. What was? I really just don't understand the reason. Is it because I became technically a homeowner because my mum bought me a house, a flat? It's not. It's not even like one of the best flats. It's just a flat. It's a good flat, but it's not the best one in the building, but it's a good flat. The flat I'm moving to now, that's a lot better. What's the reason? I just don't understand the reason. Because I thought, I cried to you as well. This lady that I actually cried to her as well once. I cried to her. So, you kind of think someone that you've been vulnerable like that in front of would be nice and understanding and would have got to know you, She didn't get to know me. Because if she had, she wouldn't. I just don't understand it. The only word I can come up with is sadistic. I'm sorry, I really, really am sorry. That's the only word that I can come up with is that it was sadistic. It's like these programs, Dexter, and that one that me and that who I later found out was a prostitute girl watched, where the guy is actually the devil, but nobody knows he's the devil. And you've got all these and traitors, where it's all about lying. It's you've got all these programs on TV now where they're making like bad things look good. You know what I mean? When they're not good. Lying's not good. Scheming's not good. Being a traitor is not good. Wanting bad things to happen to people is not good. Check your motives. That's what they taught me in rehab. Check your motives. Always check your motives. Because a lot of the time, if the motive isn't good, don't do it. Do things with good motives, So yeah.